The stalls stands okay. They're ready. Signal from behind, racing at Geelong. Brazen Fling was a touch slow, and Keepy Up he goes back to the end. Beginning well was Blue Rhapsody, with also Blue Moon Summit and Flavius the outside. Rattle and Roll for the time being is holding its place on the fence after 200 metres. A length and a half away in the field, Flash Alice, Yankee Miss, Stay Silent. A length and a half away, Cepheus. Then Brazen Fling, and 2.5 at the end of the field is Keepy Uppy. Off the back section, 700 metres to go. Blue Moon Summit is the leader, 3/4 Flavius. Rattle and Roll third, the inner. They were followed next, approaching the home corner, by Blue Rhapsody, who's fourth one off the fence. A length and a quarter, Yankee Miss next, the inside. They were followed by Flash Alice, who leaves the slipstream, comes 3 deep. Gives Stay Silent something to hold on to around the home corner now. They were followed next in the field by Cepheus, who's trying to get into it and hook towards the outside of the course, and they were followed by Brazen Fling. As they reach the 250, it's Blue Moon Summit, hands and heels, a length in front of Rattle and Roll, who's getting out now. Rattle and Roll drives through, takes the front. Stay Silent's the threat. Rattle and Roll at the 100. Stay Silent coming at it. Rattle and Roll and Stay Silent. They're going to hit it locked together in a head bobbing go. Head bobbing go. Favour the inside Rattle and Roll from Stay Silent. They were followed by our deeper on the course, Cepheus, and back behind those horses, Flash Alice. Then Flavius from Blue Moon Summit. Next to finish in the race, well back in proceedings, was Keepy Uppy with Blue Rhapsody, Yankee Miss, and Brazen Fling. Outside's going to get up here. Outside's going to get up. Well, with the rail out such a long way, it was a head bobbing go, and the outside will get up. Stay Silent, number 8. Stay Silent's put the head down, whereas on the inside, putting its head up at the wrong time, Rattle and Roll, and it's going to get up. Stay Silent, number 8. On resumption, Ben Allen for Kieran Ma will nail Rattle and Roll, who was almost being hailed the winner when it got the gap at the 150. And in a head bobbing go, Stay Silent, number 8, will grab Rattle and Roll, number 6, ahead of number 10, Flash Alice in third, ahead of Cethus. 1:15.04, short half head it was. A short half head by 2 1/4. In from my angle, a deceptive go, but it's Stay Silent the outside, nailing Rattle and Roll. 8, 6, 10 and 7. 8, 6, 10 and 7. Fifth, number 4, Flavius. 1:15.04 is going to be a record, obviously, with no record of racing over the 1230 previously. But Stay Silent, deserved win in many respects. Breaking through at start number 9, the gelding by Deep Field out of Paulita.
Number 8, Stay Silent, $2.80 and $1.20. The favourite, Ben Allen, on board. Number 6, Rattle and Roll at $2.30. 10, Flash Alice at $3.70 and 7, Cepheus. The Quinella paid $11, Exacta 17, Trifecta 100, and the first 4, race 2 at Geelong with Matt, $385, 8, 6, 10 and 7, and the running double 3 and 8, $7.80. We'll have a market for race 3 and Mark Hunter's selections for that event shortly.
RSN Racing and Sport, it's time for the grey areas with Jason Adams and George Ferrugia.
The kid was a human dynamo.
Are you sure you're talking about George?
George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Grey Areas. It is time to have a bit of fun, talk some long tails, all things greyhound racing on this Friday afternoon. Some relief for some Carlton supporters out there to focus on something else outside of their side's performance at the moment. We're going to wrap up what was a good night of racing at Sandown last night, build up to what there is a good contest at Bendigo tonight, into the Meadows tomorrow, and a lot of other stuff in between. My name's Jason Adams, and I'm joined by the city-winning owner from last night, Georgie Ferrugia. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm well. John, good afternoon to you.
Hello,
Always
boys.
nice to see your face on a Friday.
His singing voice was very good earlier, wasn't it?
He's got some good dulcet tones.
He does.
Georgia.
Yeah, good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnificent. Lots on the agenda. Now, let's get into the political side of things firstly, George, and the official abandonment of the Brisbane Cup tomorrow night at the Q. It hits late Wednesday night, the news, and disappointing for all involved, but of course they were hinging progressing into that meeting if they were going to get those trials under their belt yesterday, which it played out that the track wasn't in a good enough state to run those trials. So naturally, the pin was pulled, and for all those finals, the prize money's been shared amongst participants.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I feel for Connections. I know they walk away with a share of the prize money, and that's nothing to be sneezed at. But it's just a bit of a schmozzle, really. I mean, to happen on the biggest night for them. One little quote in the story on the Greyhound Recorder is sort of caught my attention, and it's that some of the trainers had raised some concerns, and they sort of fell on deaf ears a little bit. I think that the time is now for some really strong leadership. And I reckon Jason and Johnny would know this. I mean, in all parts of the world, greyhound racing is not immune, but you get people in the world who, whatever you do, they'll always complain and whinge, right? So there's those type of people. But then there's a nice sweet spot of people, I think, who are willing to give positive and constructive criticism about stuff. And I think being a leader, I think it's important to listen to some of those people, and it feels like that didn't happen. So the positive for the Q now is that they're bringing a guy in called Ash Baker, for those that didn't know, who run the Meadows. And I was sort of leaving the time he was coming, Jason. I always found him to be really professional. I think he's a smart guy. I spoke to people who worked at the Meadows who said he run a really steady ship there. Obviously, he was there to introduce the Phoenix, but I think he's probably the right man for the job. Added to the fact that they've got a curator who, and I've done my own research, spoken to people in New South Wales and Queensland who many believe is one of the best in the country. So I think the bones of it, Jace, is positive going forward. Saturday is a schmozzle, obviously, that it's missed out, but I just think it's important to listen to the right people. And these people I'm talking about, Jason, it doesn't mean that every one of their suggestions gets picked up and they crack the sads if it doesn't. I think if Ash and the club say this is where we need to go, we've got things in order with the track, I think people start to sort of gain a little bit of confidence, and you can work collaboratively with people. So I just hope in a couple of months, I think everything will be okay. I think the bones are there for a great club, and we've seen high praise for what's going on, but it's been a disaster in the last week.
And we'll move on to Sandown review shortly, but in terms of the detail and what you know, you've got your ear on the ground in terms of this story. The solution to it going forward, you're talking about the new curator that's going in there to manage the whole thing. Is it structural headaches that it's giving them at the moment, or is it management? Because if it's structural headaches, then this isn't going to be the last that we hear of it.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in this field, but I've spoken to a few that think that maybe the underlay hasn't settled as well as they think, and it's causing some problems on the surface. Again, I'm
might be lifting.
Yeah, I'm guessing a little bit here, but look, they'll get to the bottom of it and they'll fix it. But it just couldn't have come at a worse time for them. But again, I think the appointments they've made. Again, no disrespect to the people that have been there, but I just think now Ash is a guy that they've made the right move here, and let's see. I mean, before we know it, Jason, there's going to be another carnival there. There's going to be a race to qualify for the Phoenix. You're going to have a summer carnival there. Let's hope everything's ironed out, and off we go. There's Albion Park sitting there. Hopefully they use it, and then we'll go from there.
It'll go down in history, but I mean, as we all do, we move on really quick.
Yeah.
We're all victims of recency bias. So soon enough, whether it's next week or the week after, this will be a thing of the past, and fingers crossed it can resume its status as one of the best facilities that racing has to offer anywhere in the world. So that's a wrap on Brisbane. Let's move on to what happened at Sandown last night. And I usually go through and mark down some races that are worth talking about. There's a fair few of them here, George, and I really liked the win of Keep Rolling in race 1 last night. I mean, he's going to come up against tougher opposition than what he met last night, but I just thought, given the challenge that he had in front of him, I knew he was strong. Just thought there's a bit of class about the way he won.
Yeah, and it's no surprise that David Burnett has a fast greyhound in his kennel. I mean, it's seemingly. I mean, he's got warm cockles. He's had some very fast greyhounds, obviously, Simon Told Helen, etc. But Keep Rolling looks like it's got a bit of a future. The 1 and the 2 kept bumping, and it just used its brains out wide and was too good for them.
Race 2 won by Vital Step. congratulations to you. Part of the Ferrugia files on Wednesday. Not that you installed us with a lot of confidence, my friend.
No, I think you need a new co-host.
What were the words you used to describe
Well,
him?
from box 8, this is our hoodoo box that thing. And I tipped Fernando Phil in the race, who got his rug ripped and he finished second last. But I did text you straight after the race to see if we were still mates, because obviously the Cheese and Kisses, Jess, trained the greyhound who led for most of the way. So, as she called it, a grey area's Quinella.
She did. She got home and called it a grey area's Quinella, which is nothing better, that is for sure. Race 3 was absolutely red hot. It was won by Upset Sunset, and the two greyhounds that went 1-2 here broke 34 seconds. And Ethanol Volume has gone 34-1's been beaten 4 lengths.
23:07, that's as good as they go, right, down the back.
That's moving. Yep. Absolutely moving. Yeah.
So, Tom Daly finishing 1, 2, 3. If you probably asked the Dailies which of those would win, I'm not sure they would have gone Upset Sunset. Ethanol Volume's been a terrific greyhound, but terrific win by Upset Sunset.
A lot of attention was on race 4, the free-for-all, with the contest between Field Day, Bagman, Poor Oswald. And it was a bit of argy-bargy early on, and Poor Oswald got the swoop.
Yeah, he did, and backed up his really good win from the Saturday night at the Meadows. So racing in amazing form for Team Delbridge. And, Field Day, I think you mentioned off air, he's a 40-kilo greyhound that sometimes it just doesn't look right in running. Like, he gets a check and it just takes him too long to wind up again. So he was soundly beaten.
And then in race 8, Poor Zuri and Scalacci. I mean, on paper, it looked to be a one-on-one battle between them. In the end, Scalacci was enormous, but didn't get the start right, and that decided the race.
Well, if you said Scalacci was going to run 29:38, you'd probably think he's going to be running 5 O's to the marker. He went 5:24, so not the usual Scalacci that we know. And Poor Zuri was very, very good, 29:34, as you said. But I think Talgi would be happy with the run of his star greyhound.
You spoke about Field Day before, and his characteristics as a powerhouse sprinter. Intrepid Bale's another one of them who races in a similar style, race 9. And look, he looked like he had some work to do down the back, but geez, he barged through a gap that opened turning for home and was very good.
Yeah, obviously the week before finished 4th in the group race and backed it up back over 500 metres. When he gets clear air, Jace, watch out.
Race 10, Panama Road. Now, she carries a lot of promise. She hasn't delivered the highest level yet, but I mean, it seems to be a matter of time in terms of her career going forward. She looks ready for 700 metres, and fingers crossed, we see her lining up in ahead of the Fireball next week at the Meadows.
We discussed, didn't we, that the time at Geelong really stacked up for Panama Road, and she's backed it up with a good win. And I think it's just a matter of time now when we see her over 700, as you mentioned, hopefully next week. 9:43 early, Jace, is just average, and she just powers home. Yeah.
Yep, she was great.
Have you got the data on that race?
I haven't put it together yet. Yeah, we'll have it all.
She would have broken 11 coming home, you'd suggest.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Yep.
Undoubtedly. So her and Without a Trace on very similar trajectories going forward. So that's a wrap of Sandown last night. Speaking of Without a Trace, we turn our attention to Bendigo this evening. And race number 6 is well worth watching. We get to see the epic clash between Without a Trace and also Kenya All Class. Add in Fade to Black, this is going to be one hell of an entertainment race.
Where are you leaning? Because they have absolutely backed Without a Trace here. It is now into favourite. We've seen it was a huge run last week. Kenya All Class, I don't think he'd be bothered by box 8 for sure. So this is going to be a ding-dong battle, especially down the back. And I think the Pursuto family would love the fact that they get to challenge their up-and-coming star against a Group 1 winner in Kenya All Class. So that's a cracker. 8:42 p.m, Jace. So be half-time in the footy maybe. The Pies, a couple of goals up maybe for Johnny.
Go the Pies.
Hot pies, cold drinks. That's going to be a belter. I think Without a Trace over this distance, I think she'll come out far superior.
You think she'll
She's
win?
got 700 metres written all over her, and I think tonight's going to be another example of that.
We've got an SMS, Jace. Can I read it out?
Of course you can.
Afternoon, lads. Taking a break from nursery duties to let you know Trooper Tears is a first-time dad. Cashidin gave birth to 11 healthy pups on Wednesday, 5 boys and 6 girls from Pete in Lara. So congratulations, Pete, on a nice, happy and healthy litter of Trooper Tears, of course, who was a very, very fast greyhound.
Yes, and the bloodline, notoriously, will produce something.
Yeah, those
From what we've
greyhounds,
seen over a
they'll
number of
already
years.
be stayers, those dogs.
Yeah, they'll run 700 at 6
They'll
months
jump
of age.
out of the whelping box already.
No doubt about that. All right, let's move on to the Meadows tomorrow night, and we start to really warm up the quality of racing there because for a period of time, the depth of the meetings has been quite tame, but it does take a turn tomorrow night. So let's kick off with race 2, George, and we see the return of Saquon, who looks to be an out-and-out star on the rise. He meets Nigel De Vere, who was in the feature race at Wentworth Park last Saturday night. But if Saquon does what Saquon has been doing, it should be a pretty good watch.
This is a really interesting race for me because when we were doing the speed map, Jace, there's a lot of speed in it. So Saquon's a star, don't get me wrong, but this is a challenge for him. This is the hardest race he's been in, I think, and especially from box 6. It's certainly no walk in the park, but yeah, I suppose it'd be good to see him come out and fly. I mean, I think it'll set the tone for what the maturity is going to be next week. I think we've been talking about it for a while, and I think these heats are going to be outstanding. We'll have race-to-race coverage of it next Friday, obviously, but it's not a lay-down misère, this race, I don't think.
So we'll just add a bit of context. We'll speak about a few greyhounds here that are aiming towards the maturity heats Saturday week at the Meadows. So it's an age-restricted series where we do see some of the best up-and-comers going around a part of that, and Saquon is one of those. And again, he's come up with a pretty sticky draw. He's drawn 6, 6, 5 and 6 in his first career start. So we'll see him go around then. Speaking of good dogs on the up, race 3, Mapunga Flyer. He'll jump from box 7, and he is in the same bracket of these guns we're talking about going towards the maturity heats next week.
He was. Certainly not in the heat last week. It was a head bobber, and he won in 30 and 54. He's a 29.70 dog there, absolutely. So we know he can go quicker. He just bombed the start last week. So, again, tricky draws, a little bit of speed in the race. Ferret's Knock is racing well. So an interesting watch on those two greyhounds. But you'd hope both of them just come out flying, and it could set up an unbelievable battle next week.
On to race 4. Good to see a stayers race on the card, and I think there's a good point of interest in race 6 as well. Now, I had a text from Paula Bella at the start of the week saying, get the data out. Let me know what mortality run home in at the Meadows last Saturday night. It was 11.87, which, to put it in context, George, is good.
Absolutely low flying. Yeah,
His last 100 metres.
It's can you all classy, isn't it?
His last 100 metres was 5.79, which is dead set and moving at the Meadows. So he steps up to 600 metres, I should say, in race number 6. And then in race 7, we see some more maturity prospects in Dear Carla Lou and Vista Weird.
Dear Carla Lou last week, 4.97 early, Jace. I mean, that's the type of heat you want early. Ran 29.37 overall. She's a winner. She's won 8 out of 12. Kayla Cottrell, can she go back-to-back in terms of group victories?
Yep, indeed. We might hold off and speak about race 8 shortly because it features the absolute out-and-out champion of Australian greyhound racing in Explicit. But we do need to get the race 5 at Hillsville, first leg of the quaddie. A battle for favouritism here between number 1, Intercept Queen, and also number 7, Donegal Express. Let's get to Victoria Shore for the 5th at Hillsville.
Continues to come. Was $2.40 a couple of minutes ago, now to $2.25, and Alice from Venus certainly well over that quote. But as they arrive at the start, the amber light is switched on. Thanks to download the Watchdog app. We're moving in here for the 5th first leg of the main quaddie. Donna Fury, your trainer here with number 7, Donegal Express, and certainly does handle an outside alley very, very well. Race 5 set to fly, folks, here at Hillsville. 3.50 the journey, and Donegal Express dropping in class. You think he will certainly handle this very stylishly. Let's see how they fare. The green light is switched on. The favourite wears black. Stand by for a start, and they're off and chasing in Donegal Express. A nice getaway, as was Ellis from Venus. Chojek Amiji just joining in behind them there. Hard Roader now tearing up the centre of the track there as well, now veering to the outside. Lizzie Lulu in the centre alongside of Intercept Queen. Ramina Charm on the rail, and back to last at this point is Easy Pie. So out in front, Chojek Amici, Donegal Express. They go towards the line. Chojek Amici just heads Donegal Express. There wasn't much between them. Then we had Ramina Charm back on the rail from Lizzie Lulu with Intercept Queen heading the line together. Easy Pie, Hard Rotor, Alice from Venus, one of the last in, and the run 19 and 67. Choji Akamichi at a nice price. Look to have just pipped Donegal Express on the line. Let's see, however, the numbers aren't official in the frame, and number 5, Choji Akamichi's got the money. Cheeky run. 19 and 66, the amended time, 5 from 7. Donegal Express gallant in defeat. In third place, number 6, Ramina Charm. As we wait fourth across the line, 5, 7, 6 in the frame here at Healesville on the 5th event. And in fourth place, number 2, Lizzie Lou, who certainly did ease in the market. 5, 7, 6 and 2, 19 and 66, the run home 12.98. The margin, just a neck. There wasn't much in it. A neck by 4 1/4, a neck by 4 1/4. Well, certainly Choji Akamichi for Mary Blake has been knocking on the door.
Victoria, thank you. Number 5, Kojo Amici at $8.40 and $2.80. Beats number 7, Donegal Express at $1.10. Number 6, third, Ramina Charm at $4.60 the place, and 2, Lissy Lulu. So 5, 7, 6 and 2. The Quinella paid $7.40, Exacta $17, the Trifecta $108, and the first 4, $499. Running double 4 and 5, $17.40. Jason and George.
Thank you, John. And we'll whip through this last race at the Meadows before we need to move on to race 3 at Moe coming up in a few minutes' time. But it's as much as we've got a number of exciting prospects going around tomorrow night, George, I think we'll all have our eyes on race 8, which features Explicit from box 1, Slick Splits in box 5. And as much as they're the biggest names in the race, there's still some good dogs a part of it, but this is going to be a cracker.
Yeah, it is. The beauty for Explicit, obviously a last start winner at Sandown, is that the greyhound drawn next to him, Mav Ryko, doesn't show a great deal of early speed, so he should just have his own way there on the fence. Slick Splits, 10 starts, 6 wins, Jason. He just keeps getting better and better and better. 29.33, defeating a very good young dog in Valedictorian, who we'll probably see next week. And yeah, look, I mean, clearly this is a huge challenge for him. But again, I think connections will be wrapped that they get an opportunity to measure themselves against the best, and Explicit is certainly one of those.
Isn't it funny how we get stars either go out of form or they retire, whatever it might be, and you're always left wondering at that point in time who's next? And there just seems to be a wave every now and then, doesn't it? I think we've got one now with whether it's Slick Splits, Valedictorian, Carla Lou, Saquon. There's a fair few of them here going towards the maturity heats next week.
Who's going to take the next step, right?
Yep, it's going to be awesome. And over years, it has been a series where we've seen some of the best win it as well.
Yep. Was on track when Brett Lee won it. He was an absolute superstar. There's been some very, very good greyhounds.
Fernando Bale. That was the race where he set the second sectional record.
He did. And he went 4.92 early, which is rarely seen at the Meadows. I mean, it's just what an incredible greyhound.
17.36. Going all right. Don't worry about that.
Not bad.
All right, tips for the Meadows tomorrow night, Georgie.
Yeah, look, nice and easy. Race 1, number 1, Brute Force. The greyhound in box 2 does like to use a bit of the track, and it's 2 wins in its first
Your
two.
greyhound?
Yeah, it wants off Pax Bostonia, so you think Brute Force with enough early speed should get into a nice enough position to be hard to beat. Race 1, number 1. Later in the program, I think a greyhound that's on the rise as well, and she faces a challenge next week, but Pearl Noir, race 11, number 7, Jace, was outstanding at the Meadows last start, ran 29.94. She's got really good speed to burn. I think she can outpace the greyhounds drawn next to her, and I think she'll be hard to beat. Race 11, number 7.
What are you doing tomorrow night? How are you going to be soaking up this action?
I'll be watching it and hopefully have one eye on Hawthorn playing Fremantle, mate, at Optus Stadium.
Confident?
Yeah.
There's some good games. How about the commentary around the season being cooked? There's some good games this weekend, and there's bugger all separating a lot of the teams in the 8th.
This round is a good round. Absolutely. So I definitely will be watching. I'm a little bit worried to mention my obscure bet, Jace, because I don't want to upset you.
You're not tipping St Kilda.
Are we doing this now, or what are we doing?
Nah,
okay.
We'll wait till after Moe. How do you think the Pies will go tonight, John?
Ooh, this is danger, John. What do you reckon?
Is it a danger game you label the rest of them throughout the season?
It's a tough away game, no doubt about it.
We're not going to ask Andrew Bensley because he's...
Oh, danger game. From the Hoss. But Andrew, I think Andrew prefers to be the underdog.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't like hearing people talking up a win.
It is definitely
he doesn't like cockiness. No.
I know a lot of those fans like that. Just quickly before we get to Moe, afternoon fellas, I went to Sandown Dogs last night. Really enjoyed the night. Fantastic chasing from all greyhounds. One of the highlights was a young bloke spun the wheel and won 10 grand.
Oh,
nice.
Well done, Swim, as well. A tip at Donald Gallops tomorrow, of all places. Race 2, number 13. Here comes Wazza.
Yes,
good each way chance if he gets a run. Kenny from Cranbourne, our good mates.
Is that named after Warwick Kappa? Here comes Wazza.
Oh, yeah, after he went to Shepherd and Cup, whatever it was, and made a scene. Don't worry about that. I'll say no more. All right, Moe, race 3. Let's get on track. Favourite is number 2. Das Andermill, I think that's how you pronounce it, $3.50. Let's get on course for the third.
The favourite Das Andermill yet to come into the barrier stalls here. So still fairly windy conditions here at Moe. It will definitely aid them in the straight, not so much down the back section of the track, but probably won't cause too much of a difference in this short 1,000-metre dash as Duchess of Argyll moves into the barrier stalls and the field is ready. Set to go. Race 3 Moe, and they're underway. Little Richie Turf goes back to the end of the field with Epsom Magic. Nietzsche did not begin quickly, went back to third last on settling down as they find their order. I'm Cheeky took up the running narrowly from in second placing Arrowens, and there's Adke pushing forward. 2 for the back to Montgomery Bay in fourth, and they're followed by the Cruiser. A length away to Sleeping Tiger, a length and a half Duchess of Argyll. Das Andermill in the second half of the field with Nietzsche. 2 for the back to Epsom Magic and Little Richie Turf at the back. 450 to go. I'm Cheeky now being felt for with Adke throwing down a serious challenge as they come around the turn. 2 for the back to Arrowens laying in. Montgomery Bay's about 4 off the lead. Then Sleeping Tiger and back behind them the Cruiser. Adke moves up and claims the lead at the 200 metres from I'm Cheeky. Here's Montgomery Bay coming on. Sleeping Tiger needs a run. Then Das Andermill still coming. Montgomery Bay ranged up to Adke. Then Das Andermill. Das Andermill will get up. Das Andermill in the last stride looks prominent from Montgomery Bay in a close finish. Third Adke, and then came Sleeping Tiger. Next over was the Cruiser from Nietzsche, who missed the start, followed by the Cheeky, or I'm Cheeky. Next over was Duchess of Argyll from Little Richie Turf. Arrowens faded and Epsom Magic was last in. So Das Andermill, the favourite, needed every inch of the 1,008-metre distance and has scored here for Beau Trelaw and Jack Lang. Just got its head out in that last little bit, as you can see on screen. Montgomery Bay narrowly hit the front in the concluding stages, but Das Andermill probably needed that extra 8 metres to get over the top and to score here in race number 3. Number 2, Das Andermill, Jason Warren, I should say. Jason Warren and Beau Trelaw. Jack Lang is looking at Nietzsche there, but Das Andermill, Jason Warren, Beau Trelaw.
And more on that full result for you in just a moment. About to go back to the grey areas, but we're checking Geelong for you. The next with Matt Hill, race 3 is at 12:40, and I've got the selections from Mark Hunter this morning. Number 3, Living Las Vegas. Tom Stockdale is the favourite for the next, with Bet365 currently at $2.15 ahead of 4, Sacred Fort at $4.20. $5 about Swift Endorsement number 14. Then at to $7.50 for Trooper number 5, and the rest of them are double figures. The shortest of those at $17 is Swift Vintage. But Leaving Las Vegas is the favourite for the next at Geelong. Here's Mark Hunter this morning.
It's the one to beat, Leaving Las Vegas, for the Scratching of Vanishing Act. It's a horse that's last run before a spell, was on a dynamite leaders down there at Geelong. It did a terrific job to finish your second, well beaten. It was a good run. Its 2 recent trials have been very good. I don't mind drawing off the fence here with the rail out. You'd think they'd be getting away from the rails, even though the outside 3 metres is air-rated. Leaving Las Vegas looks the one to beat. To beat 14, Swift Endorsement. It was okay on debut. I thought a recent trial suggests it's going well. 4, Sacred Fort. Bombed the start, ran well last time. And 5, Trooper, who probably looks your leader, will give you a sight there. 3, 14, 4 and 5.
3, 14, 4 and 5. That's Mark Hunter's thoughts ahead of race number 3 at Moe. 2, 11, 7, 8 are official. Number 2, Das Andermill, $4.90 and $2.20. Beau Trelaw started favourite. 11, Montgomery Bay at $2.40. 7, Adke, $1.90. 8, Sleeping Tiger. The Quinella, $15. Exacta paid $23. Trifecta, $127. And the first 4, $752. $2, 11, 7, 8. And the running double 9 and 2, that paid $211.
Thank you, John. Now, George, you teased it on the way in that you've got an obscure outlay which had some success last week that may ruffle my feathers. So what have you got for us?
We're going a 3-leg multi this week. I think Essendon will beat Richmond. Okay.
Gutsy.
Melbourne will beat North Melbourne.
Gutsy.
And I'm taking St Kilda plus 10.5.
Okay. Talk me
Who
through
have the
it.
Saints got?
Swans.
Talk me through it.
I think they've been okay in the last 2 weeks. They hold up okay defensively. I think you're missing a few up forward, and I just think might be a bit of a scrap, and I think there might be a chance against you.
Well, I'm going to a pre-game function called Before the Bounce 2005 Premiership Edition. So
Are you?
going with me old boy. We'll see
Stevie.
what that brings. Hopefully we can roll the Saints because they are a team that should be in the stewards room more often than not, aren't they?
Stewards report.
Along with the
Stewards report
Bombers.
Saints. Goodness.
All right, Ferrugia Files for your runners over the next few days. There's not a long list given it is a Friday. Geelong tomorrow morning. I think this is a greyhound that we mentioned last week that was a reserve and could have got a start from box 1. In the end, he wasn't required. Race 7, number 10, Charlestown. Now, there has been a scratching from box 1 tomorrow
Oh, no.
as well.
Yeah.
So if he goes in, he's not going to like his chances,
He's
are
a
you?
pinky. Yeah, he wants wide. He just pushes off the track. So
All right.
Let's
So we won't
see.
worry about him. The Meadows tomorrow night, race 1, number 2, Pax Bastonia that got a mention earlier.
yeah, he's a young greyhound. He's got some ability, but that's a tough race, and he'll want to get off the track a little bit. And I think the red will be too good.
Race 5, number 7, Set the Sizzle.
You just don't know what you're going to get with him. He's just a weirdo.
What, he turns up sometimes and doesn't others?
Yeah, he's just
Unlike you on a Friday afternoon.
He's a little bit of one of those suburban footballers that doesn't train during the week and then might come and get 36 touches and kick 6.
Hungover.
Or he might not get anywhere near the pill. So I don't know. He can win, though.
Royal Rockhampton on Sunday, race 11, number 8. Who goes there?
Place bears. We've got Rockhampton's finest here, mate.
What, John Henry?
Yes, that's my hometown, yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky?
Yeah.
Long.
Well, luckily
I haven't lived there since I was 18, but yeah, it's my hometown. My sister still lives there.
Yeah.
Is it a good joint?
Rocky, you never... Listen to me, you young gentleman. You never knock where you're from, ever.
It's a good joint.
But
Always speak highly of where you're from and never forget where you're from.
How far is it from Lizard Island?
Oh, no, it's well south.
Okay, yeah.
Lizard's up off far North Queensland,
Okay.
I think.
no, he plays for the Swans.
He does. Is he going good this year?
Great
Yeah,
Keppel
he's going
Island
well.
Great Keppel Island is off Rocky.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, one more. Ballarat Monday, race 9, number 1, Articulate.
Not a place.
Not a hope.
No, place chance, yeah.
All right. That's a wrap for grey areas. Before we wrap up, now, a lot of negativity around the traps, which is unfortunate, but there has been some positive news in the past couple of days. In South Australia, they've invested $500,000
Yeah.
into some of their feature races and spread it quite evenly as well. So that's really encouraging, isn't it, George? In an era where in recent years we've seen reductions due to a turnover, what do I call it? Decrease in turnover since the COVID era. So to see some investments made in prize money is a very good thing, particularly for a state like South Australia who have been under some political pressure in recent years.
They have, and it looks like the prize money is heavily weighed towards their feature racing, doesn't it, as you mentioned. So, yeah, a couple of those Oaks and Derby are worth some pretty handy money. You might see a couple of more dogs head over the border.
Yep, looking forward to that. All right, have a good weekend, Georgie.
You too, brother.
Make sure
Good
you
luck
turn
on
up
Sunday.
Wednesday and good, Nick. Thank you. And John,
Yeah.
looking forward to the Friday feast later on today where you do your finest work
The
along with
flagship.
Mr. Bensley.
The flagship. We have... he's got a lot of interstate fans.
Interstate fans.
Yeah. We've had winners from the Mystery Voice from all parts of Australia.
Well, that's why it's the
It's a
second
big
best
show,
show
mate.
on RSN, isn't
Mate,
it?
it's a big show.
Brilliant. Have a good weekend, John.
Yeah,
All right.
you too.
Scoring up here at Mildura, the favourites number 8.
I think the highlight of today's show is Georgie Ferrugia calling a dog a weirdo.
A weirdo.
He's
And his
just a
own dog.
weirdo.
Yeah, he is.
Never heard that.
The favourite here at Mildura is apology accepted. Now, we didn't get an apology from George after attempting Dash bolted on debut, so there's nothing for us to accept, but hopefully for the favourite punters out there, this one gets home. Let's get on track. Who's there? Paddy Doyle, my man. Here he is for the first at Mildura.
Apology accepted, $2.50. That's second last start. And the race was won by Flame Blaster. So coming forward, getting set for the opener. Welcome along everybody to Mildura. Sun's shining down. A few clouds out and about, but a pretty decent start to the afternoon of racing. First of 9. First of 4 heats of the Australian Pacing Gold Pace Series final to be run here next Friday.